The U.S. is delivering armed vehicles to both Ukraine and Israel. Take a look here.
Right now, we're getting brand new video into the newsroom of U.S. cargo planes arriving in Israel. Jonathan Hunt joins us with the details. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Gillian. This is a U.S. cargo plane delivering armored vehicles to Israel, one of the first such deliveries of heavy equipment to the Israelis since Hamas terrorist attacks on Israeli territory. You can see the vehicles there. This is part of an ongoing commitment that President Biden has talked about. The U.S. currently sends about $4 billion a year in aid to Israel. President Biden has vowed to step that up. He's likely to talk about that in his Oval Office address tonight, and they are talking, the U.S. government, about perhaps increasing that by as much as $10 billion. And this is the first practical display of that aid arriving at Ben Gurion Airport just outside Tel Aviv. These vehicles designed to replace some of those that have been damaged in the ongoing fighting in Israel.
The U.S. says they also complete their delivery of the M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Also here, the FBI is reporting that thousands of remote IT workers have sent millions of dollars of their wages to North Korea to help fund the North Korean weapons programs. Yeah. And these workers contracting with U.S. companies have for years secretly sent millions of dollars of their wages to North Korea for use with its ballistic missile program in North Korea. This has been announced by the FBI and the Department of Justice. They said that IT workers dispatched and contracted by North Korea to work remotely with companies in St. Louis and elsewhere in the U.S. have been using false identities to get their jobs. The money they earned was funneled to North Korean weapons programs, FBI leaders said at a news conference in St. Louis. Federal authorities announced the seizure of $1.5 million and 17 domain names as part of the investigation, which is still ongoing. Jay Greensberg, special agent in charge of the St. Louis office in FBI, said any company that hired freelance IT workers, quote, more than likely hired someone participating in the scheme. Imagine that. They said this scheme is so prevalent that companies must be vigilant to verify who they are hiring. At a minimum, the FBI recommends that employers take additional proactive steps with remote IT workers to make it harder for bad actors to hide their identities. Multiple foreign dignitaries from multiple countries walked out of Russian President Vladimir Putin's speech as he praised the Chinese President Xi and their partnership, where they quote their best of friends in their speech, also saying that China's success was really important for us. He says Russia and China, like most countries of the world, share the desire for equal, mutually beneficial cooperation in order to achieve universal, sustainable, and long-term economic progress and social well-being. You know, like invading other countries, right? While respecting the diversity of civilization, right? And the right of each state to its own development model. Yeah. Putin said, Xi calls me his friend, and I call him my friend. Masking is coming back here in some hospitals, including the Cleveland Clinic, which is actually in multiple different states, not just Ohio, but you can see the headline here. Cleveland Clinic has gone back to masking. The hospital system has requested that caregivers and visitors on inpatient floors of Ohio hospitals return to masking, quote, to help limit the spread of viruses and protect ourselves and our most vulnerable patients. We are asking caregivers to please mask in inpatient units within our Ohio hospitals beginning October 17th. Visitors and patients are highly encouraged to mask as able. We will continue to adjust our policies to best serve our communities. This may include requiring masking again in the fall to help limit the spread of influenza and other respiratory viruses among patients and caregivers. This is actually happening in multiple different states, in multiple different areas. It really just depends on the actual time and how long this is in effect. Ohio is actually a mostly Republican state. I don't know if that has anything to do with the actual hospital putting that into effect. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this. We've actually been sick multiple times from my son going to kindergarten. They're just germ magnets and bringing it home. And if you haven't noticed, my voice has been, mucusy for, I don't know, 2 weeks now. And, kindergarteners, and it is what it is, right? So, kindergartners aren't going to wear masks. It is what it is. It's just part of what's going to happen, right? But you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Is the country going to go back to this whole thing? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think we're going to all go back to every person wearing these at grocery stores and stuff. Do you remember that time when everybody had to wear them at a grocery store? Man, it felt like we were in an apocalypse, right? I understand if some people want to wear them, if they're old and immunocompromised, by all means, that's your right. If you want to do that, I mean, go for it. Every person has their own right to decide what they want, I get it, right? I mean, I got my own health issues, right? I don't wear one when I go to the grocery store. I do remember those times when everybody was forced to, and that was kind of the way it was. I mean, I don't think we're going to go back to that. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this, but man, those were scary times when that virus first came out and everything closed down and we had no idea what was happening and people were dying. I remember seeing the reports here on a daily basis, 2,000 plus people dying every single day. And it was crazy. And the world felt like it was falling apart. And by some cases, it somewhat feels like that here today. We have two major wars going on here right now. And the United States is involved in both. NATO, by extension, with the United States and multiple countries actually supporting both of them, is involved in both as well. And a lot of people, biblical times or biblical writings involved in the Holy Land, Jerusalem, Israel, and all that. You got to also kind of wonder here how much of this is really, biblical prophecies and stuff like that. Read the comments down below. People are very concerned about this as well. You really got to kind of think since 2020, and now we're into 2024, these last 3 to 4 years have really been trying times for a lot of people here. And we've said this here, if you've been with me here for the last 4 years, will 2024 be better than 2023? It's not really looking that great so far. We haven't even got to 2024. It's already not looking that great. We could just look into 2024 from a distance and say, yeah, it's not looking that great so far. Israel's leader, Prime Minister Netanyahu, is already saying they're already saying it's gonna be a long war. They're already saying 6 to 8 months, just as a guess. We're already talking all of 2024. Who knows? You never know. It might somehow get negotiated or something might end here shortly. We hope. You hope and pray, right? But the Ukraine war is nowhere close to ending here. It feels like the world is falling apart. It really does. It's like, yeah, we the virus really didn't end per se. It feels like we're in this habitual cycle where it feels like it's just turned into the cold, or maybe the cold, maybe the flu. Just feels like it's kind of gotten into that where it's maybe never going to go away. It's just going to kind of always be around, like the cold, like the flu. Is that the case? I kind of think so. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Will it just always be around like a cold, like a flu, or it's a virus that you just kind of can't get rid of? And now we have these perpetual wars that maybe we'll never be able to get rid of here as well. So I'll keep you up to date. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below, click the bell icon, and make sure to like these videos. YouTube has been not pushing my videos out to people that want to see them. So that'll help our videos. Click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.